Welcome back to 90 Seconds Plus with Invercargill City Mayor Nobby Clark. He's been away for a while. Good to see you, Nobby. You're back in the land of the living, or back from the grave?
Back. Yeah, 1 foot in the grave at one stage, but
To haunt all the staff and the great
had a bit of a wee break for a couple of months.
Yeah.
But no, back after some open heart surgery. So yeah, and I'm all right.
Apparently, you're going to be. This is less stressful from moving forward until the end of your term, which is next year. So you're not taking on so much. You're going to pick your fights. Is it? Is that the right one?
Well, I got to be careful.
Yeah.
I've got to be careful. As Robbie pans round between us as we're talking, he'll notice there's a whiteboard in the background, and there's a list of blue things up on the board that I previously had. While I've been away, I've dreamt up a whole lot more things I want to do. So they're the black things. That's a bigger list.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So,
I'll get a photo of that.
Yeah, you get a photograph of that. So, yeah, no, I'm just going to be careful.
Oh, that's good.
No good to anybody in the grave, so I had a bit of a scare, so got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yep, stressful job.
Oh, well, let's get into things. So while you've been away, we've obviously had poor old councillor Barry Stewart's had his ute or truck flogged a couple of times. We had a chat with him last week. What's your thoughts? There's definitely still a problem with crime in town.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, look, there is. I can't remember what the stats are from the police, but it's horrible, especially on car thefts.
Yeah.
I guess it's fair to say that we probably don't have enough police in lots of areas of New Zealand, and here will be no different.
Yeah.
So they've got a priority list. A lot of their call-outs, I think nearly half of them involve domestic violence, where children and women in particular are at risk.
Yeah.
So that's where their priorities have to be.
Yeah.
And if somebody's rung up and said, look, somebody's stolen my car, and you don't know where it is in the city, it's a needle in a haystack. Yeah. If you fall across it, you fall across it. But people are taking them. They know they get away with it. A lot of them are doing it.
Yeah.
So they know they end up in the youth justice system, which is a wet bus ticket, unfortunately. Up to me, we would lock them up in a detention centre till they go to the youth court.
Yeah.
And that means that they'd have 3 square meals and some mixing, but no cell phones, and have an ability to ring mum or dad once every second day.
Yeah.
And that would deter some of them to think, well, actually, I won't go joyriding in his car and then burn it out. Yeah. It's because I could get locked up if they find
Another
me.
topic that Council's got out for consultation at the moment is obviously the sale of the Donovan Farm, which is one of your pet projects. So tell us a bit more about that. And
Highly controversial, my views on that.
Yeah.
You're not meant to be predetermined when you're going out to consultation. I think that's a load of rubbish. Every councillor that sits at the table has a predetermined view on what they think an outcome would be on just about anything. Yeah. Speed limits, whatever. But they're not allowed to utter them, so they appear to be listening to what the public's saying. Well, I listen to the public. Yeah. If somebody convinced me not to sell the farm, that would be great. Yeah. My view is we should sell it, and I'm really upfront about that. Our biggest issue in the city, by a country mile, and has been for a couple of decades, is housing. Yeah. And not just the volume of housing, but the quality and the right people in the right houses. And so with the ageing population that we're heading towards, and we know we got that, we've got some people that are trapped in a family home, which they'd like to sell, but they can't buy anything else because the equity in the house is not enough. So areas like Bluff and probably South City fall into that category to a certain extent. People who might have lost a partner may not have a lot of other resources other than the equity in the house. Yeah. So they sell the house for $350, they walk away. One, they can't get into housing corp, or whatever they now call it. They can't get into our elderly flats because they've got too much equity, but they don't have enough to buy into a retirement village. So those people stay in family homes and struggle to maintain them. We want those homes.
Yeah.
We want them up for future workers that come in for aquaculture and for green hydrogen. So I'd like to build another 100 units that we've got. We've got about 215 at the moment. But I'd make them 2-bedroom units so that people could live in there with a friend, because one of the big issues that the elderly tell me about is loneliness. So they could share costs, free up 2 homes, they go back into the market. That's what we want. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else is reliant on government money or on development money. Well, we've got the big Te Purewai down south. It's still stalled. Yeah. Government talk about doing housing, but we're not a priority when you consider Rotorua and other places. So we've got to do some stuff for ourselves.
I was just going to ask, while we're on that subject, what's stalled there? What's on that big project? Because it was all go.
Well, it is all go, but when I talk to some of the directors that are involved there, like it's sort of set up with a charitable trust, I understand. So the primary investor is overseas, and so as far as I'm aware, he has yet to finalise his consents. So it's sort of getting there, but it's really not quick enough for what we need. So hence the go to the north area, which is where I guess the more expensive sections will be and caters for another section of the market that people want to build. It's ridiculous to suggest that an upcoming manager from one of these big projects comes in, might want to build a $2 or $3 million house, and to suggest that they go to a vacant section of South City. Now, people get really upset when I say that, but it's the truth.
It is the thing,
It is the truth. So we've got to provide for all the needs we've got.
That's exactly right.
So,
and they all bring the different value to the city,
those
or the community.
that Donovan Farm could potentially be worth somewhere between $20 and $30 million if we sold it. And at the moment we just graze it, or somebody else grazes it. So it's a nonsense. We should just get rid of it. So I'll get into trouble for saying that, but who cares? At least I know I'm in trouble this week.
Yeah, well, that's right.
A couple of big events this weekend. One is the Multicultural Food Festival, which is down at the stadium. Excellent event. Walk in, lots and lots of different food from different cultures, and it really brings our multicultural society together, which is a really important thing. But the other thing is that we've got the volunteer fire brigades throughout the South Island. Have got a competition down here. So if people want to see the firemen in the uniforms going up and down towers and doing all the things that firemen do in a competition, down by Mitre 10, just opposite Mitre 10, there's a car park that sits on the tail end of 4th Street. So they'll be there all day Saturday. So good if the weather's okay, and hopefully it will be, to go down there and watch the firemen. And they've got a special function at the end of the day as well. So.
And don't forget, on Sunday there is teapot racing at the Band Rotunda in Queen's Park from 2 p.m. See you there. And just in case if it's raining, the wet day venue is the UFS Hall on Tay Street. Until next week, see you later.